Yeah. All right, so we got to do the part 2 of the NPC move for. We try to mix to the animated to like NPC ideas, but I still need something NPC motion that they do. So we got to get the character ideas, even kind of flat characters, but we try to go some the game movement type of ones.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's like a foundational vocabulary that we're gonna need, just like there's a foundation for every other like popping style. The foundation for NPC just comes from the different poses and positions you can find in video games. That's where a lot of these come from. And you can honestly use any of them as long as you can fit them in with the NPC character, which we talked about a little bit in part 1. If you haven't seen part 1, pause right now, go back and watch part 1, and then come back and check this out. So last time we talked a little bit about the NPC character, and what we want to come through with is a little more variety in what we can do, right? A lot of the NPC stuff, it's non-playable character, which usually means that you're doing things that aren't usually the most exciting things. You're just doing them in interesting ways, though. So a really good example is kind of like from the Sims games, the wave. So being able to wave to somebody, almost, yeah. But if you saw somebody from a long way away, it's usually like that. It's very simple. It's like there's not a whole lot to it, but the hard part is making it look almost emotionless or like sterile, like
flat.
Yeah, really flat. Like the character is just like kind of like how robot like sometimes won't have a face. It's like the same idea where you're like keeping your face flat while you're moving. And then going into the wave.
Yeah.
And then making sure to dime start back into the idle.
That.
Right, yeah. Right.
And then randomly you go just shake hands.
Right. Now we've talked a little bit about the grab. We've talked about the wave is super easy. Let's do something with the legs a little bit, just so we have some leg motion, right? In a lot of video games, there's a crouch button, and being able to crouch puts you in a position kind of like this.
Oh yeah.
And being able to swap in and out of a crouch position. But a lot of times being able to animate the NPC style comes from your ability to kind of trigger a lot of these animations again and again and again and again, to repeat them. That's usually the illusion that makes it look silly or strange, right? So kind of like the idea of like overlapping commands that like will cancel something and then have you do it again. So if I was going for a grab, right? If I'm doing this one and then I go into the squat and then I come back up, it's like canceling the animation because it's overwriting it.
Nice.
So it's like you're creating that motion. Now, you can also do that with the same motion. So I can go, like you can continue that same kind of concept, but just trigger it again. Like you're pressing the button, like you're a 5-year-old trying to press the button a bunch of times, and it's like, wait. Yeah. Wait. Like, so you can like constantly like rewrite that same grab again and again and again.
Yeah.
You can do the same thing for the T-pose, right? If I'm here and all of a sudden I go into the T-pose, I can constantly bring that up or back down. I can play with that, right? I can animate just that. Right? And that's that same thing. Yeah. Real quick, have we talked about walking yet?
No, not yet.
No. Okay. If we're doing a style, we should probably be able to move at least some bit. Let's talk a little bit about walking. Now, for walking, usually there's...
You just talking about like a dumbest walk.
Yeah. We talked about a very simple walk, just this, right? Now, we can do that. Let's add a little bit of dynamics to that walk. So usually there's the...
You just press the button a little bit longer or something?
Yeah, when you press the button too hard the first time you push it, right, it kind of creates this effect where you're going really fast. You're like standing and all of a sudden your character's running right out of nowhere. And sometimes it takes the player by surprise. And you're like, whoa, I didn't mean to go that fast. So they immediately pull back and they start walking.
Right.
All together it looks like this. They start running and then they're just going into the walk animation, right? And so being able to kind of create this illusion where you are like, you start running and then immediately go into a walk. You can take, a really simple way to do this is to take one step and then dip your shoulder with it. Boom. Yeah. So I'm going down with my shoulder first, here, boom, and then almost immediately like use your back to lift yourself up, and then just walk slowly from there.
Ah, nice.
Right? So,
yeah.
Exactly. That's the one step, right? It's the same idea where you're just going boop, and the idea is you're trying to recreate that glitch of like how long it takes for you to like pull back off the stick. Now that's just one step. You can do two steps, right? Where you can go 1, 2. And like try to work with like multiple steps, right?
I gotta find out.
Now the other part is that when you're walking, sometimes where you're looking is very important. There's a video game called Skyrim, The Elder Scrolls. Haha. Hashtag not sponsored.
Yeah.
But in the game, whenever an NPC, a non-playable character, passes by your character, they will look at you. But they all look at you the same way. They all start moving their head towards you softly or quickly, and then ease in. So if I was walking and then all of a sudden I got in range within Tabo, I would like... It's this very like you're walking, and all of a sudden it just like eases onto a person. It starts fast, doom, and slows down, and then it matches right where you really need to look. So as you're walking, sometimes that's a very good technique, right? And you keep your eyes on them. So if I was walking past this, I could... Need something?
Yeah, I think it's too close.
Anyway, but that's kind of the idea, right? Yeah. I wanted to finish up the walking with running. Running as an NPC is one of my favorite things, and it's one of the most satisfying things because you can just run at anyone or anything, and if you keep a flat face, it just works, man. It just works. And it's one of my favorite things because you can run at an object and there's always going to be like, even if there's an invisible wall, you're still gonna keep running. It doesn't stop you from the run animation, you just won't go anywhere, or at least not in the way you think.
The button already.
Right, so if I was gonna run at this wall, I would just be like, and that's if the thumbstick is going all the way forward. Now, if I pull away from it while I'm doing that, then I start going slow motion while I am running. And that usually happens when you're in a wall, right? So I can go But yeah, so that's kind of like a way to use your run, a way to use your legs with the crouch, a way to start animating your NPC movement in a way that can feel authentic to the game. You're recreating these glitches. That's where a lot of the inspiration for this kind of movement comes from, at least for me. Yeah, I think that's a good good place.
Yeah, you almost killed all the secret.
Yeah, after I mean a lot of it's hard to do.
Yeah, I know.
I can tell you how to do it,
Yeah, I know.
but a lot of it requires like being able to cancel this and start it again.
Yeah. It needs
Like-
a
like-
lot of techniques.
Like there's some effort that's gonna get there. So, but still, it's just fun to do.
Yes.
So at the very end of the day, this is one of those styles where it's like, as long as you get the idea of it and you stay in the character, have a good time. And again, if you make anything, if you make any videos with NPC stuff, tag us. Link will be in the description. And we'd love to see what y'all come up with. So,
Yeah, nice. All right, thank you.
hey, thank you, Tabo.
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Always love coming here.
Thank you, Mick.
Absolutely.
Here with the backgrounds. All right, so see you next ones.
Let's both look at the camera.